In this video, we're going to be covering the installation of the Nano laser engraver software. As we plug in the USB, we're going to open up our folders so that we can see those files. What I like to do is I like to copy these files onto my desktop so that I have a digital copy and a physical copy. So first we're going to select all of those, right click on it, and then hit copy, which is this icon here. Secondly, I like to right click on the desktop, hit new, and then click on folder. Now what I like to do is type in laser engraver, and then I like to look at the name of my serial number, which in my case is MKN01617. And that can be helpful if we need to have some support later. Awesome, so let's open up that folder. Let's move it off to the side. Now we can click and drag those files over, or we can just right click and paste them. So I'll speed that up. Taken care of, perfect. So now we can right click on our USB and hit eject. And we do that by right clicking on the USB, hit eject. Now we can pull that out and store that somewhere safe as a physical copy of our files. So what we want to do is select menu SUCD. So once we click that, we're going to have this dialog box open. We're going to hit English. Now this organizes the information from the folder in something that's a little bit more visually friendly. So we can have our software manual, our hardware manual, the EasyCAD program, which we're going to be using here in just a second. So we're going to click on here to start out with, and this will open up our folder for our drivers as well as the software and the settings file. And if you need to see the pathway, it's up there on the top. So we're going to follow this, and I'm going to show you a few things. So we're going to open up Electrolaser Nano Fiber Nano, and then we're going to scroll down until we see Electrolaser, and it's an application. And we're going to right click on it and then run as administrator. And we'll see this dialog box, and we're going to say yes. When we do that, we'll see this cannot find dongle. So this can happen if the drivers aren't installed or the USB isn't plugged in and the machine isn't on. So you'll see once I hit OK, we're going to go into this demo version. So we're going to close out of that. So let's get that USB plugged in from the Nano Engraver, and then we're going to be turning that on for these next steps. So next we're going to search at the bottom, and we're going to search Device Manager. Once that shows up, then we can hit that, and with the laser engraver on, we'll see in other devices an unknown device. In my case, it's USB LMCX2. So I'm going to right click on it and hit Update Drivers, and I'm going to browse for drivers. So as a reminder, we copied those to the desktop, so we're going to find that folder that's on our desktop. We're going to go to Laser Engraver, Install, and we want to select Driver Windows 7 64-bit. Most people use 64-bit, and you'll know if you're using 32. So let's do 64, and we're going to say yes, and then hit Next, and it's going to search for those drivers and install them. And we should see success. Laser Mark Control Board is now being recognized as that device. So you'll see it'll move from other devices to a BJJ CZ device instead. And now our computer is going to recognize that and be able to talk to our laser engraver better. So we can click on this to open up our folder for our assets here. So what I like to do is open up the pen machine. And since we speak English, we're going to do the ENG, and I'm going to right click on it. And then I like to go into properties. And what I like to do is protect the file by checking it as read only. Now, they might already come that way, but I like to double check. And what this will do is we'll protect this file from accidentally saving over it and ruining the settings that we may have on this folder, or on this file rather. So I'm going to copy this like we did before, and I'm going to save this directly onto the desktop. So whenever I open up a new document or build a new project, I'm going to start it from this file here. So we'll open that up, and you'll see once that opens up, we're not seeing any errors. And on the top hand side, you're not going to see demo version or anything like that. So to showcase a few things, we're going to, well, first off, you can see our pens are now on the top right, and it'll showcase the settings for each metal that we're going to be working on. So let me make a circle really fast, and then I'm going to try and save over this. I'm going to say yes, let's same name. I'm going to save over it. Do you want to replace? Yes. Now you'll see it's not going to allow me because it's read-only. We have to use a different name, so it's going to force us to not save over that file. So I'm going to call this circle in this case. It looks like I spelled that wrong, but that's okay. We'll change that later. So I'm going to close out of that, and you can see it now. It's on my desktop. So we'll fix that now. Perfect. So when I click on it now, it's going to open that project, and we'll be able to see our circle that we saved. So as a reminder, I like building any new projects using that master file. And that way my pens are all the same, and I have a predictable workspace. Excellent. Now the software is fully installed and is able to be used. If you have questions about how to do certain applications, we're recording videos all the time about specific applications. Please review our YouTube channel to see more.